We were tough on it. And we would not have Russian warships and nuclear submarines surrounding Cuba 60 miles off our coast. You know that, right? For all of you people in Cuba, congratulations. You're now being protected by Russia. Congratulations. Can you imagine that the press, the fake news, those people, they don't even talk about it. We have nuclear submarines and 5 warships in Cuba, and they don't even talk about it.
Did you hear what Donald Trump just said there during his speech on Tuesday night in Miami, referring to Russia having nuclear submarines in Cuba? He described it as we have nuclear submarines in Cuba. So he's either referring to we as Russia, as him and Russia, or he is giving away our nuclear secrets. And Donald Trump's speech in Miami at his property in Doral just got worse and worse as the night progressed. Here, Donald Trump complains about water spots and how he doesn't get a water spot. Play the clip.
You know, it's only 103 degrees out here. So, you know, they built all these, they call them, sir, we have many water spots. I said, what about one for me? Do I have one? I don't have one, Marco. They gave water spots. Everybody has, they call it a water spot. Where water comes out, you get, they don't have anything for me. I'm being drenched up here.
Next, Donald Trump starts talking about his imaginary conversations with the fictional cannibal Hannibal Lecter again. Play the clip.
Did anyone ever see the lovely movie Silence of the Lambs? Did you see it? Did you ever hear of Hannibal Lecter? He was a lovely man. He would love to have you for dinner. He will take you. You had many people for dinner. Well, we have a lot of people coming in. They always say, oh, that's terrible, that Trump would say. He is rambling about Hannibal Lecter. No, I'm not rambling. We are allowing people from insane asylums and mental institutions into our country by the tens of thousands, and they're closing them down in other countries. You know the cost savings and all of the savings?
Then Donald Trump talks about how he doesn't want to describe certain women as pretty, and then talks about how he doesn't call Chris Christie a fat pig anymore and tells people you shouldn't call him a fat pig. Play the clip.
That's supposed to be a little bit Democrat territory, but we're leading in Nevada, and a waitress came over, beautiful waitress, and I never like talking about physics because she's beautiful inside, because you never talk about a person's look, ever. You never mention it. The other day, I got very angry. Some man called Chris Christie fat, and I said, sir, and then he said he was a pig. I said, sir, Chris Christie is not a fat pig. Please remember that. He is not a fat pig. Please take it back. And the guy's looking at me like, really? No, we have to defend people. You can't call people fat. So I said about 9 times, he is not a fat pig.
Donald Trump then says that he did not know what NATO was before he disgraced the Oval Office. Play the clip.
I didn't even know what the hell NATO was too much before, but it didn't take me long to figure it out, like about 2 minutes. And the first thing I figured out was they weren't paying. We were paying. We were paying almost fully for NATO.
He then randomly starts doing golf moves while he's on stage. Watch this. And then he challenges President Biden to golf and says it will get lots of ratings. Play the clip.
I'm also officially challenging Crooked Joe to an 18-hole golf match right here. On Doral's Blue Monster, considered one of the greatest tournament golf courses anywhere in the world, one of the great courses of the world. It will be among the most watched sporting events in history, maybe bigger than the Ryder Cup or even the Masters.
In a massive sign of projection, Donald Trump then says that President Biden has so many homes, he can't count all of the homes that President Biden has, and that President Biden spends all this time vacationing, which is just patently false. Just play this clip.
Meanwhile, Crooked Joe has spent almost 50% of his presidency on vacation. Almost all of it, including many, many weeks on the beach. And mansions are in, think of this. Here's a guy that's been a politician all his life. He's got homes in the Virgin Islands, Nantucket, Lake Tahoe, Kiowa Island. I mean, where the hell did they get all this money, Byron? He's got more homes than I do. What the hell is going on with him? And that home he's got in Delaware is pretty nice, right? But remember, they said it was his son's home. You know, his son is running it, right? You know that, right?
Trump is saying that as he's giving a speech for his campaign at a hotel that he owns, and like his other properties, is part of a civil fraud lawsuit against him where he was fined over $500 million, and he's going after President Biden for that. Donald Trump then says that he won't support NATO. Play this clip.
They said, sir, may I ask you a question? If we don't pay our bills, will you protect us from Russia? I said, you mean you're delinquent? They said, yes, we're delinquent. Let's say we're delinquent. Would you protect us? I said, no, I will not protect you from Russia.
He then says that he would bring back Tom Homan, who's one of the authors of Project 2025, to a position of leadership if he were to be reelected. Play the clip.
We're going to bring back, by the way, we're bringing back Tom Homan. We're bringing back all of the guys that did such a great job on the border.
He then does that thing where he says, yes, oh yes, quickly, says President Trump. Just watch this. Play this clip.
Energy dominant again. Yes, oh yes, and quickly, says President Trump. Yes.
By the way, the corporate media wants to talk about President Biden. I mean, you've been watching these clips I'm showing you. By the way, okay, let's talk about President Biden. Let's do that. Here's a speech that President Biden gave earlier today commemorating the 75th anniversary of NATO being stronger than ever. You saw Donald Trump's speech right there. Take a look at President Biden saying, we choose unity over disunion, progress over retreat. Play this clip.
It wasn't inevitable. Again and again at critical moments, we chose unity over disunion, progress over retreat, freedom over tyranny, hope over fear. Again and again, we stood behind our shared vision of a peaceful and prosperous transatlantic community. Here at this summit, we gather to proclaim NATO is ready and able to secure that vision today and well into the future.
Here's another clip from that speech President Biden gave at the NATO conference being held in the United States as NATO is stronger than ever. Play this clip.
Before this war, Putin thought NATO would break. Today, NATO is stronger than it's ever been in its history. When this senseless war began, Ukraine was a free country. Today, it is still a free country. And the war will end with Ukraine remaining a free and independent country. Russia will not prevail. Ukraine will prevail.
One more clip right there. Play it. I'll show you one more. I'm enjoying seeing what an actual president looks and sounds like. Here, play this clip.
An overwhelming bipartisan majority of Americans understand that NATO makes us all safer. The fact that both Democratic and Republican parties are represented here today is a testament to that fact. The American people know that all the progress we've made in the past 75 years has happened behind the shield of NATO. And the American people understand what would happen if there was no NATO. Another war in Europe, American troops fighting and dying, dictators spreading chaos, economic collapse, catastrophe. Americans, they know we're stronger with our friends. And we understand this is a sacred obligation. As President Reagan put it, and I quote, if our fellow democracies are not secure, we cannot be secure. If you are threatened, we are threatened. If you're not at peace, we cannot be at peace. Reagan knew it then, and we know it now. Our nations will continue to keep faith with what we pledged in years to come.
So tell me what you think, but you heard what Donald Trump said at the outset. We have nuclear subs, referring to him and Russia, or he's giving away our nuclear secrets, then talking about water spots, Hannibal Lecter, fat pigs, not knowing what NATO is, making random golf gestures, challenging Biden to golf, saying that he can't even count all of the homes Biden has. What is it? One home in Delaware. that he won't support NATO, that he's backing the author of Project 2025. And then he says, quickly says Donald Trump, quickly speaks Donald Trump. Just showing you the facts. You do what you want with that data. Just showing you what he said. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 3 million subscribers together. Thanks for watching.
Love this video? Make sure you stay up to date on the latest breaking news and all things Midas by signing up to the MeidasTouch newsletter at MeidasTouch.com/newsletter.